video that we'll have before the month of Ramadan. And we'll change up the schedule a bit as the month of Ramadan begins. For different reasons, we will have different programs going on, and inshallah the programs will be somewhat you'll see online what's available, and some of it is from our side, where myself at times, Sheikh Taha, Sheikh Saad, as well as maybe other guest speakers will come and give a talk, and other times we want the community to be a part of this as well, where they upload and they share with us their experiences of Ramadan as well, so we can again understand what it's like to be a community. Even though we're separated, we will come to know and love one another and grow and as a community and grow stronger and stronger, inshallah. So until then, inshallah, hopefully that'll start very soon. The schedule for what's going to come up, all the programs are going to be posted online. Please follow those schedules. If you haven't subscribed to our media channel here at YouTube, please do so. It makes it easier for us, inshallah, for future programs as well. The more subscribers we have, also for Facebook as well. If you haven't followed, please follow. If you know other people, we need to reach a lot of subscribers. So that we can do a lot more. We're very limited because of the number of subscribers that we have. So please, inshallah, help us by telling your friends and letting others know that they should subscribe to make it easier for us, inshallah. So we continue where we left off, and then we'll take a break from where we left off. We'll have a different sort of reflection on the Quran and get a more holistic view of the Quran. Right now we're looking at every verse in a way that we can understand it and then apply it to ourselves. When the month of Ramadan becomes, since we're trying to all be in the mode of either finishing the Quran and reciting the whole Quran and we're going to try to look at it from a more holistic view. So we'll have a juz that's going to be recited every night, and it's going to be recited just for us to follow and recite, not for us to pray behind or anything like that. It will just be a recitation that will be on live. But what we will do is before that we'll have somewhat of a reflection on that juz, so we can sort of see that juz, that part of the Quran, and sort of reflect on the different lessons within it, and then have it recited to us, or we recite it and learn listen to the meaning as well. And we'll do that every night, so hopefully inshallah we'll cover all 30 juz. Afterwards, depending on the situation and also what we can do, even if the situation does change, we'll continue from where we left off. So over here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, كيف تكفرون بالله وكنتم أمواتا فأحياكم ثم يميتكم ثم يحييكم ثم إليه ترجعون. How can you disbelieve in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you were dead, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought you to life, then He took you back to the stages of death, then He brought you back to life, then to Him you will return. Now you can see why when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls us out on a favor, over here we can say you disbelief, but also takfurun is also a type of being ungrateful as well. So we can have ungratefulness in terms of the blessings around us. That's where it applies to ungrateful, and being ungrateful to faith itself, what we denied, that's disbelief. So over here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, how will you disbelieve when you were nothing? Kuntum amwatan. Over here it says death, but it refers to just us being dirt, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought us to existence. Now you can see that the amount of gratefulness or belief or gratitude we should have towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, depending on what He's done for us. For example, if someone comes to be like, hey, how could you do this to me? Look what I did this for you. If someone tells you and they did something very small favor, someone will be like, that's nothing, what'd you do for me? Whereas if someone else comes and says, I did this and they've saved us numerous times from different problems and different hardships that we went through, we're like, yeah, you're right, you did a lot for me, I'm so sorry. Over here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى, He says that He brought us to existence. You know, we hear sayings of how important an eyesight is, how important a hand is, that it has no value. You can't put a value on any of this. No one would trade any of these things for any sum of money, because it's just so important and so valuable to us that we wouldn't even dream of selling any of these things. So certain things are just that precious. And over here, this is even more precious than that, because it's existence itself. When we were nothing, لم تكن شيئا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that what about a time where mankind wasn't nothing? That we didn't even have a name to be called humans or anything. Remember that time. There was no existence of you and I created you. Now how are you going to disbelieve in me? And so it just shows like the amount of favors that's there behind that. It's so great that it just makes the act of disbelief in this situation far greater than anything else. That alongside of giving us health, alongside of giving us eyesight, arms and things like that, we were actually brought to existence through Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And now if we disbelieve in Him or ungrateful to Him, then now we're really just being taking whatever He's given us and just not caring or not showing our gratitude back for it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says it doesn't end there. You were brought into existence, but eventually you're going to die again. That you're going to go taste death and you're going to go back from this phase to a different phase. Then you're going to come back to life again. Then you're going to return back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when you look at the beginning, it says وَكُنْتُمْ أَمْوَاتًا كَيْفَ تَكْفُرُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَكُنْتُمْ أَمْوَاتًا فَأَحْيَاكُمْ. This first one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that you were not existing and then He brought you to existence. There was no time from the time of us being dirt and then brought into existence. And that's why the word fa is used. Whereas other places you see that the word thumma is used, which means there's a time lapse in between that we go through it, that we were brought into existence. Thumma yumitukum. After we're in existence, we'll be in existence for a while in alam al-arwah, in this life. Then we taste death again after that period has gone through. Now, ثُمَّ يُحْيِيكُمْ. After that, we're brought back to life again. Again, there's a pause there. There's a time moment there, which some scholars, they say that this is a way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses to explain to us that there's a time in the grave that we're going to be spending as well. Which the hadith confirms it as well. But to use the Quran, that the word ثُمَّ is pointing towards that. ثُمَّ إِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. After that, then you're going to return back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we're brought back to life, where are we going? We're going straight to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be judged for everything. So it should really bring us to just this consciousness of that, okay, He's done this much for me. I'm not putting a value on each and every single blessing that He's given me, but it's the whole thing in itself. The holistic blessing which is brought into existence. This is immeasurable. And now I'm going to be ungrateful, or now I'm not going to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is calling us out on. And not only that, He says that He did all this for us, but then He says, هُوَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ لَكُم مَا فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا. He's the one, like who are you returning to? He's the one that created everything on earth for you. Everything that's on earth, He's created it for us. We go there, we're using cattle, we're using animals for our benefit, whether it's for travel, for farming, for whatever we're doing, we're using them for our benefit. The land, we go around using it for our benefit. And it's not that we just do it and we'll do whatever we want. Obviously, there's going to be like a method of making sure that we don't waste. But it's there for us to use and take benefit of. That it was there for us to use it to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So imagine, like a scholar, they say that this world, just think of it as your world, whatever you own, your possessions, think of it as a ship. And this ship is sailing in the water. Now your destination is to go across the water to get to your other side. And the better ship that you have, the easier the journey will be. But what you have to be careful about is, what if your ship is too luxurious and you just forget about your destination and you're just sitting back thinking you're on a cruise? And that's why somebody who has maybe a smaller ship, he wants to get to the other side. He needs to get to the other side as quick as possible because his ship is not as comfortable. So there's nothing wrong with having a comfortable ship to get from one side to the other. But we have to make sure we don't lose our purpose. That yes, everything in this world is created for us, whether it's our health, our wealth, everything around us, surrounding us, our loving family that support us, make it easier for us, friends, communities. Everything is there for that individual, the one self. For me, it's myself. For you, it's for yourself. All of it's there for you to use to get across this in this journey to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, then he looked to the sky to create that and made that into 7 different layers, 7 different skies. And to finish it off, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَهُوَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٌ. So we've talked about all these things. We've talked about 4 groups in the beginning of the Quran: the believers, the muttaqeen, the kafirin, the disbelievers, the munafiqeen, the hypocrites, and the shayateen, those with devilish characteristics. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala broke down and says, what are the results, what's going to happen to these people? Where the kafirin, the disbelievers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says the hellfire is prepared for them. The mu'mineen or the muttaqeen, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says they've got Jannah prepared for them. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the fasiqeen, who are people with corrupted hearts, which is like the hypocrites, and also referring to those people with devilish characteristics and letting us know what's going to happen to them. And at the end, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَهُوَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٌ. You're given everything. Everything is laid out in front of you. You're told what your purpose is. You've been given your ship to go across the journey. How you spend your time in this life, every single aspect, from every angle, Allah is aware of it. And that's the Allah that we're going to return to. So when we're going on this journey, we have to be extra cautious. And we've just got this supplement. Let's just think of it as we stopped by at a little pit stop, and now this guy is going to fix our boat to just make it more luxurious, more easier to get across this journey. This pit stop is the month of Ramadan. We can use the month of Ramadan to make this journey so pleasant. We can use it to just multiply every reward, every act that we do, put more sincerity, more reward, more effect, more impact in all of these amal that we're about to do. So what we should do is use this month of Ramadan that's coming, inshallah, to try to make this journey as easy as possible, to the point where it impacts us to such an extent where even after the month of Ramadan, that journey is it's easy sailing. We're just going along with the on the ship, just enjoying the journey as we go there, knowing that we're heading to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So inshallah, starting tomorrow, like I said, we will stop this program. We will have a different program for the Quran reflection, which is again the holistic view of what we've been doing right now of every juz. Will be around 8:30 inshallah. Afterwards, for about 10-15 minutes, and then afterwards we'll have a Quran recitation of the juz of selected qaris, of different qaris, so that everybody can just listen to the different ways that the qaris recite, and just which one is more impactful. We will have the website on there as well, so that if anybody prefers one qari over the other, they can also tune to that and listen to that qari throughout the month of Ramadan. But it will be available through the website as well. In this case, we're probably going to be streaming most of it through Facebook. So if you do have a Facebook, please join us on MCC Facebook. And if there will be a hadith in the morning still going on in the YouTube media channel, so please refer to that as well. It will be closer to when Fajr comes in, because we know most people wake up for suhoor and then want to pray Fajr. And then right afterwards, around 5:30 or 5:15, we'll try to have a hadith so that people can listen to the hadith right after they pray Salat al-Fajr, and then continue with their day, inshallah. So Jazakumullah khairan. Again, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us all, make this a beautiful Ramadan for everybody, a very impactful Ramadan, that it changes our lives and it gets us closer and closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every day. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.